All right, everybody, it's V-Day Gaming here. It's November, and you know what that means? New Gameinformer. My first and main complaint about this issue: that, that, that cover. Out of all the games coming out this month, they could have picked. They pick this shitfest of a game. So let's move on. That's my rant for today. Moving on. The first article that I'm going to share with you is they have it labeled as 4K is here, kind of, sort of. It's complicated, and it just talks about the the new HD, the PlayStation 4K and the Xbox One or whatever the hell PlayStation Neo or whatever the fuck it's called. I've heard it called so many different names. It talks about I don't know if you still see this. It's kind of hard to look at in light for me, but it talks about the maximum seating distance to perceive 4K screens versus screen size, and it starts out with 70-inch. You'd need a distance of 9 foot 2 inches to perceive it crystal clear. Now, I don't know. I've been to Walmart and I've seen 70-inch curved TV. And that thing is fucking amazing, no matter where the fuck you stand. You stand on top of the damn thing, it looks amazing. Looks better than normal fucking TV. 60-inch, it recommends 7 foot 8 inch distance. 50-inch, it recommends 6.5 foot away from the screen. And 40-inch, it recommends 5 foot 3 from the screen. And that's, I don't know if you can see it, that's why I write it off. Because, oh god, yeah, you can barely see it. If you can see it there, what it recommends. It goes on to the PS4 Pro by numbers compared to the Slim. The release date at November 10th, 2016 for the Pro. The Slim came out the 15th of September. Price for the Pro is $400. The CPU is an AMD Jaguar 80 x86-64 8-core processor, the same as the Slim, and the Slim's $100 cheaper. The GPU is an AMD Radeon 4.2 T-flops, as where in the Slim it's a 1.84 T-flops. The system memory is the same, 8 gig, GDDR5. Optical port out on the Pro, not on the Slim. Storage, you can get it 1 terabyte only for the Pro, whereas on the Slim you can get a 500 gig or 1 terabyte. I'd much rather have the 1 terabyte. I mean, you have 500 gig, and it don't really matter. I mean, I have a 500 gig PS4, and I've barely made a fucking dent in it, and I've got I don't know how many damn games. It has the HDMI output. The power consumption on the PS4 Pro is 310 watts max, whereas the Slim is 165. Neither one of them have 4K Blu-ray playback. Now, I don't understand, because aren't the disc Blu-ray discs for the games? So I don't. If it don't play back 4K on the Blu-ray, how are you getting 4K out of the system? Maybe I'm missing something there. It has the 4K streaming, whereas the Slim don't. And it has an extra USB port. Really the only differences. Not very many differences there. So that's that article. Move on. Uh, the good, the bad, the ugly. The good, Nintendo is developing Super Mario Run, the plumber's debut iOS game. The exclusive title is an auto runner like Rayman Jungle Run, but still aims to capture the franchise's 2D platforming charm. The game is expected in December. Nintech and Nintendo plan to release Pokemon Go for Apple Watch by the end of the year. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know anybody that still plays that game. You know, where I live, I've seen people play it all the way up until about mid September. And then for the first time since mid September, the other day, I saw three people sitting at the park playing. And it was the first time in like a month and a half. So I don't know. I think it's kind of wore itself down quickly. Sadly, uh, so we'll move on from the Pokemon Go crap. The bad Fallout 4 mods on PlayStation 4 ain't happening, according to developer Bethesda. It's all Sony's fault. While we've been long ready to offer mod support on PS4, Sony has informed us that they will not approve user mods the way they should work, where users can do anything they want. Either Fallout 4 or Skyrim Special Edition, reads a post on Bethesda's website. The statement says the company hopes to find other ways user mods can be available for PlayStation rights. Now, see, I don't know how mods would work in Fallout 4. Just to me, it don't make any sense. Now in GTA, I can see it, but there's some people that act like assholes with it. Myself included. Sometimes I like to play that. Sometimes just to get people to react a certain way, but I just don't understand why you would want what good a mod would do you in Fallout 4. Like I don't see what you like. I don't see any potential with it. And as for them not wanting to keep people from modding, I'm kind of for it, but I'm kind of against it. I can see both ways. So the ugly Valve removed digital homicide games from Steam after the studio sued 100 customers for leaving bad reviews of its title. Seriously, suing people for leaving bad reviews. Talk about being a bad sport. I mean, that's just being a bad sport. I mean, that's just, I don't even know. Valve was blunt with its reasoning, saying Valve has stopped doing business with Digital Homicide for being hostile to Steam customers. Oh, that's funny. Suing your own customers for leaving bad reviews. Well, if your game's shit, it's shit. Don't get mad because somebody says it's shit. If it's shit, it is purely shit. Okay, timeline for November. First, we already passed us. The first, that was yesterday. Marvel number one. I don't know what that is. I guess it's. I don't know. Second, we got. Oh, right. Nope. The first, we got Unite Los Angeles 2016. On the second, we got Virtual Reality Developers Conference. On the fourth, we have Doctor Strange BlitzCon 2016. New releases include Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on the PS4, Xbox One, PC. Football Manager 2017 on the PC. Mario Party Star Rush on the 3DS. On the 8th, we have new releases of Cartoon Network Battle Crashers on the PS4, the Xbone, and the 3DS. Eagle Flight for PSVR. That actually sounds pretty awesome. On the 9th, Mother Panic. I don't know what that is. The 11th, new releases: Dishonored for PS4, Xbone, and PC. Uh, on the 15th, Watch Dogs 2. I can't wait. PS4, Xbone, PC. On the 18th, we have new releases: Killing Floor 2, PS4 and PC, Planet Coaster PC, Pokemon Sun and Moon 3DS. Uh, 18.2. I've seen the preview for this. This is a really good movie. It looks like it's going to be a good one. It's like, I guess, the story of Harry Potter before Harry Potter. I don't know. It's a movie coming out called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. On the 25th, Bad Santa 2 comes out, which I've seen the preview for that, and I really wasn't too impressed with it. I mean, maybe I was missing something there. 29th, new releases: The Crew, Calling All Units for PS4, Xbox One, PC. That's going to be an add-on. I plan on doing a video of that when I get it. I can't wait for it to come out. That's going to be an awesome, I think, an awesome add-on. Maybe I've seen some previews and I have mixed feelings about it. It looks like it's going to be awesome. It's sometimes it looks like meh. Final Fantasy 15. Is it really only been 15? I swear it feels like it's been more than 15. For the PS4 and the Xbox One, Star Trek Bridge Crew for the PSVR, Rift, and Vive. Whatever Vive is. Okay, now, so look at the article about the shit game on the front. It is for the PS4, Xbox One, PC, one player role playing, made by Ubisoft, developers Ubisoft San Fran, releases 2017. It don't even come out this month, and they put it on the fucking cover. Not even this month. It just says so big. We don't know when 2017. You couldn't have put something like, I don't know, Battlefield 1, which I think came out before this month, but I could be wrong. Put Call of Duty. They couldn't have put Watch Dogs. I mean, hell, even Pokemon would have been better. The Crew. I mean, I couldn't put any of that on there. But this is what it looks like. The same as before. Looks like crap. Unlike crap. Storyline's crap. Everything about crap. I mean, it's nothing. It's a game. It consists of nothing but farting, and shitting jokes. I'm sorry, but that is the stupidest thing. It's this is funny. Let me do a fart. Like, I'm sorry, it's stupid. Moving on. Previews. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which I have mixed feelings about. I heard everything I've seen. I've really got mixed feelings about it. It looks good, but it looks like how the past couple of Call of Duties have been. Quite literally, Call of Duty. It looks like shit. But sometimes it has some things I've seen that look awesome. As for warfare in space, that's why I'm getting at it. The duty part is that it's Call of Duty fucked themselves over. The makers of Call of Duty fucked themselves over when they start getting into all this futuristic shit. The fucking let's jump to the moon shit. All this like. I'm sorry, but I think those suits are stupid. It's not actual warfare. And the reason why they're making the remastered version, and this is my theory on why they made the remastered version of what's it, Modern Warfare, uh, is to get people to buy it. If they wouldn't have done that, nobody would have bought it. The target demographic for this game used to be sadly used to be anywhere between your 10-year-olds all the way up to fucking people older than me, grown ass men, which I'm 21, but grown ass men, 30, 40-year-old men that were in the military or are in the military. It was targeted toward that demographic. It had a wide demographic. Now the demographic for it is like 10 to 12-year-olds. Like, because of the futuristic shit, people older than 12 don't want to fucking play it. People my age don't want to play it because it's unrealistic. And I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. It's for the PS4, Xbox One, PC. It's one-player shooter, 18-player online. It's made by Activision, developers Infinity Ward, releases November 4th, which is this Friday, I believe. Here's some pictures. Your typical futuristic bullshit. Real. Like, this thing looks like what's that? Predator or whatever. Alien versus Predator. Looks like that thing kind of. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remake. Now this is what I want to see. And hopefully they allow you to buy it separately. Maybe a while, but hopefully they let you buy it separately from the fucking because I've seen it on the store on PlayStation 4 that says not available, but you can pre-order the main thing. So hopefully they make that as a single or buy it, because then I'd love to do some broadcasts of that shit, because that would be fun. You can't really tell anything from the pictures. I'm not going to show the pictures of it because you can't really tell whether it was remastered or not from the pictures. Mainly two things. My camera on my computer is fuzzy as fuck to begin with, and the pages are glossy on the magazine. So the combination two wouldn't do any good. PS4, Xbox One, PC, one-player shooter, 18-player online. That'll make it more interesting, I think. Because if I remember right, it was it 8? 8 or 12? It was 8-player online. I can't remember. But anyways, that's November 4th, whatever. For Honor. I don't know what that is. It looks good. It looks like some kind of like Viking-like thing. It's like Vikings mixed with samurais, mixed with Mortal Kombat, it looks like from the pictures. PS4, Xbox One, PC. It's a one-player action, 8-player online. Publishers, Ubisoft. Developers, Ubisoft Montreal. And its release date is Valentine's Day next year, which is an odd day for a game with a bunch of killing going on in it. I think it's funny that they put it that day. The Last Guardian, which from the graphics, looks like an indie game from the graphics. Release date's December 6th for the PS4, one-player action. Publishers Sony Interactive Entertainment. Developers Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Studio. Japan. I don't know if you can quite tell, but it looks kind of animated. It looks poorly animated. Uh, Birthday is the beginning. I'm not quite sure. Looks like a game targeted toward 4-year-olds. PS4, PC, one-player simulation. Publishers NIS America. Developers Arc System Works. The release date is 2014. When I say it looks like it's targeted toward 4-year-olds, here pretty much. Pokemon Sun and Moon, 3DS, one-player role-playing. The Pokemon Company. Game Freak releases November 18th, and, well, no, it's October, another Pokemon game. Moving on. Osiris, I don't know, Osiris, I'm assuming, New Dawn, PC, one player action, online to be announced, publisher and developers, Phoenix Fire, release date's 2017, and it looks fucking amazing. I wish I had the PC game on. It would be good. I'm poor. I'm poor. Can't afford a PC. We'll go over that one. Yeah, I ain't going over that one. I ain't going over that one. Nice. None of the rest of these look that good. Game of the month's NBA 2K17. Uh, says it's a final score of 80. I think they mean 8.0. They didn't put the thing there because it's a score range that only goes to like 10. Um, Destiny Rise of Iron got an 8.5. Silver. Let's see if I see anything bad. Don't really say anything bad about it. Tuning test. It is 8.5. I talk about a lot about a thing called Tom. The NBA 2K17, it gave a 9. It says 9.5. So I don't know why it said 80 on the thing, but NHL 17 got 7.25. The lack of face scans for recognizable players is even more jarring as we get into a 4K era. Awkward pickups and player pivots slow down the game. That's the only bad thing to say with that. FIFA 17, they gave it 8.75. Player heads look really good about that. One bad thing to say there. Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. Wow. Something that scored higher than a FIFA game. A soccer game that scored higher than a FIFA game. That's amazing. 9.25. What extra scored higher than a FIFA soccer game? It doesn't say anything bad. World of Final Fantasy, 8.25. Story is awful, but fun of collecting monsters. Dragon Quest Motors. Something there. Recore 5.5. Ooh. I'm sorry, but somebody's coming on the stairs talking. I don't know if you do. Horizon 3 now. No, I might get it for the Xbox One. I do have an Xbox One, but I don't really play it because I don't have anything that I like to play on it. Virginia 9.25. I've never seen it. Looks like Xbox One. Pac-Man Champions. How did I not know about a Pac-Man game? 9.25. Oh, and here's the last article. Surprisingly, they got an article after after the ratings, and it's ranking the first-party controllers. 25th, the Sega Master System controller. Sega saw what Nintendo was doing with the NES controller and thought, let's do that, but not as good. Let's do that, but not as good. It has fewer buttons than its main competition. Without start, select, or equivalent buttons, it also confusingly labels the buttons uh, 1 start and 2. Its attempt at improving on the D-pad by adding an additional 4 directions is admirable, but it gave the controller a soft, unresponsive feeling, and that one right there is it. Um, 24, the Xbox controller. The original Xbox controller, affectionately named the Duke by those unfortunate enough to try and play Halo with it, was arguably Microsoft's biggest stumble into console gaming. The massive controller was uncomfortable to hold regardless of hand size, and its buttons were small and difficult to reach. And I never had an original Xbox, but that thing looks atrocious. Just looking at it, it just looks atrocious. It just looks horribly designed. 23, the Jaguar controller, with its with its non-aptical buttons. I guess that's how it says. Set them in the middle. The Jaguar controller had the potential to intimidate, but those additional buttons had some interesting applications. The console's Doom port, for example, would assign those buttons to specific weapons. Games even came with included overlay sheets to place on top of the buttons. Outside of those innovations, however, the controller was unwildly uncomfortable. Why does it look like it has a foam pad on it? It has a fucking foam pad on it. You can barely see it, but it's like that down there is like a keypad, like on like a thing you swipe your bank card. What it looks like to me. 22, Sega Saturn controller, the follow-up to the Genesis controller, retained many of its mediocre traits, a mushy D-pad, but functional design decisions, extra buttons are good by placing them in a row. It's not great for quick access, and questionable beveling was generally uncomfortable. As I hold this at an awkward angle, right there. Sega Saturn 3D controller. Which I'm looking at this thing right now, and it just looks like, imagine holding a hamburger bun with fucking buttons on it. Because that's what it looks like. Sega deserves a lot of credit for its early work on the analog stick with the 3D controller. It was among the first controllers to feature what we now consider a standard form of input. I don't have anything to think in there. So. Despite its innovations, it was bulky and uncomfortable. Yeah, I would say, to say the least. It looks like a fucking hamburger bun with buttons on it. Wii remote and nunchuck. What was wrong with the Wii remote and nunchuck other than the fact that you would be playing it if you were in a room full of people, you beat the crap out of each other with it. You could like beat the snot out of somebody with it, just sitting there playing. You know, if somebody was within 3 foot of you, within like arm's length of you, you could knock the shit out playing it. Especially with ones that required the games that required the sensors. I had a that was it was wild, to at least. Wii Remote and the Nunchuck opened the doors for a new generation of gamer-embraced video games. Its motion functions made everyone, regardless of gaming history, or skill, able to play. It was also versatile, becoming something similar to the NES controller when turned on its side. Unfortunately, its limited buttons led to strange configurations, and gripping the nunchuck for extended play sessions often led to cramped fingers. Yeah, it did have some awkward button arrangement. I never got any crimped fingers from it though. And everybody knows what the Wii controller is like. I'll show you that one. Sega Genesis controller. The Genesis controller was comfortable, but it had a few major problems. The D-pad, especially when compared to the SNES competition, it felt like loose and imprecise. Also, the three-button horizontal configuration does not work as well as the four-button layout on based on cardinal directions. And it's kind of in the fold, but there it is. Um, 18, the Nintendo 64 controller, arguably the strangest controller adopted by mainstream. I'll admit it had a strange design to it. It really was. Like just if you've ever seen it, I'll show a picture of it. It's a real tiny picture, but that is it right there. I'll admit that was a strange design. But the N64 had innovations in its control stick and set of buttons designed with camera control in mind. It also functioned as standard D-pad where the controller were used too. For many, though, complicated design created a new barrier for those already intimidated by videos. It's probably the most unique controller out there, aside from the one I never seen before, the hamburger pad with buttons. The PlayStation controller, Sony's original design was not a complicated one. It smartly replaced the standardized practice of assigning buttons with letters in favor of shapes, which made their locations easier to remember. The D-pad separated four directional buttons, which wasn't ideal, but it worked far better than Sega's take on the D-pad. Which, yeah, and everybody knows what a PS1 controller looks like. I didn't want to show that. A Wii U Pro controller. It's actually don't look like that. We got some weird button layouts, but not bad. The ultimate Wii U controller is a get the job done kind of controller. It looks similar to the excellent 360 controller, but feels breakable without the weight of the vibration feature. Yeah, I'd say it probably is breakable without the vibration feature in it. That's what gives the controller its oomph. Like you could beat the snot out of it and it still works. Like I've dropped my PS4 controller, I don't know how many times, and it still works. I dropped that probably once and it'd probably break. um, but yeah, there's right there it is. I've never seen one until today, so I think I'd show you somebody. Uh, yeah. 15 is PlayStation 3 controller. 2013 got a monstrous debuted PlayStation 3 controller. I believe they call it a boomerang controller. I don't know. So the world decided about the basics and slightly modified the PlayStation 3 controller. Fortunately, the weights related to the I don't know vibration feature made it feel fancy, and the motion sensing technology didn't work so well. PlayStation 3 controller. I really liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. Uh, and they are right. The motion sensing feature was just, you might as well say it wasn't even there. It was pretty piss poor. The NES controller, which, if you're into gaming, you know what a Nintendo controller is like. It's the big rectangular one. Um, everybody knows what it looks like. So it it set the standard for the modern controller. The directional pad on the left, the buttons on the right, the pause in the middle. Made so much sense that nearly every controller following it has used it as a template. its creation was important to establishing the controller as we know it, but its rectangle with sharp angles. Yeah, it was kind of it is difficult. It's not curved in my PlayStation 4 controllers. Apologies, I can't really use it as an example, but it's not curved. It's like holding your phone and trying to use it as a controller. You know, it's difficult, but it's not. Um, the Wii U gamepad, everybody knows what that looks like. It's big, ridiculously fucking big. It's like a damn tablet. I've seen them. They're like 4 times the size of this. They're fucking huge, and it's ridiculous how fucking huge they are. That's my main problem with them. That's why I never bought a Wii U. That's poor battery life. The GameCube controller, 12. Uh, uh, Dreamcast. Why were I? Sega Dreamcast controller. They sell those at GameStop. No, you gotta order them offline though, which I'm gonna get one eventually. Uh, 10th was the GameCube Wavebird controller, which there's the Dreamcast. There's the Wavebird, if you can see that. A little bit of a glare there. Um, yeah, 9th is the PS3 DualShock 3 controller. 8 is the PlayStation DualShock controller. I didn't know I made a DualShock for the PlayStation. Thought they were all the same. I didn't realize it made more than one. Um, the 7th, the Xbox controller S. I quit rubbing my damn eye. Which I do not see 7. Oh, there it is. Okay. And it's the better design of the Xbox controller. PlayStation 2 DualShock 2 controller 6th. PS4 controller 5th. The 360 controller is 4th. The SNES controller is 3rd. You don't know what that looks like. There it is. It's one of the older ones. Second is the Xbox One controller, and first the Xbox One. Other than that, that is all. That's the backside of the thing. That's all for this broadcast. As always, keep it awesome out there.